Let's look at question 2C from the 2025 National 5 Admin and IT exam. Now it says here McCallum Greengrocers and Crail have asked us to provide a quotation. Open the worksheet quotation and complete it using the information below and following all instructions. There's more information about how we're going to print, but we'll do that later. And so you'll see there the email message, they are looking for so many kilograms of the fruit, and there's also a wee note to say that the shop is 4 miles from the farm. That will be relevant, and a wee post-it note saying the processing fee is calculated by adding the picking and delivery charges. So let's now go to the quotation worksheet. So here we are in the quotation worksheet, and I've also pulled across the questions. I can see there's information from the question, and there's also boxes here, numbered boxes with instructions too. So we'll start with number 1, insert customer name. The customer name from the question is McCallum Greengrocers. The distance from the farm from the question is 4 miles. Now also from the question, it's telling us how many kilograms of fruit this customer is looking for. So let's put that into the spreadsheet into cell, starting in cell B13. There's 12 kilograms of strawberries, 5 blueberries, 2 gooseberries and 10 raspberries. So let's look now at note 3. It says here, insert an appropriate formula using data from the March summary sheet to calculate the total price of each fruit. Now if you remember, from the March summary sheet we have the price per kilogram for each type of fruit. So for example there, strawberries is £6.50 per kilogram, and the quote is to be for 12 kilograms, so it would be 12 times £6.50. So how we're going to do that in column C, click in cell C13, click on the equals to start the formula. We're going to click on B13, so 12 kilograms multiplied by the price each. Now we have to switch back into the March summary sheet and click on the correct price. And then click on enter or return, and that will pull it back. So £78 in total, the total price for the strawberries. And what we can do now is just click in cell C13 and just copy down. Now note number 4 says, insert appropriate formula to calculate subtotals in B17 and C17. So to get the total kilograms ordered, just click in cell B17, up to the auto sum, just check it's highlighting the 4 amounts we need, which it is, and click on enter. And we can do the same up to the auto sum, and again check and click on enter. Now if the total price doesn't look like mine, make sure you go back and you format that with a pound sign and 2 decimal places. Quickest way would be to go up to your ribbon there and click on the drop down and make sure that currency has been selected. Now for note number 5, it says here all trade customers receive a 10% discount if their order is £225 or more. Insert appropriate formula to calculate the discount amount. So this is an if statement we need to do. So click in cell C18 and type in equals if and open the bracket. Now I think the easiest way is to go up to the FX box and just take it step by step. So what are we testing? Well, we're saying if the amount in the subtotal, if that is greater than or equal to 225, all right, if that is true, then we're going to take the subtotal and we're going to multiply by either 0.1 or you could put in 10%. That's going to work out the actual discount if the amount is more than or equal to 225. If it's not above that amount, if value falls, just put 0. So this customer is getting a discount, and 10% of the subtotal is £24.47. Now note number 6 is insert an appropriate formula to calculate the processing fee. And if you look back at the question, the post-it note says the processing fee is calculated by adding the picking and delivery charges. If you look in cell B6, that tells us that they charge 25 pence per kilogram of fruit to pick, and you'll notice there we've got 29 kilograms to be picked. The delivery charge per mile is £1.50, and we know that they are 4 miles from the farm. So let's go into cell C19. So what we're going to do here is equals, let's say to get the delivery charge sorted out, click on the delivery charge per mile and then multiply by the number of miles. And we need to add on to that the picking charge per kilogram times the total number of kilograms there. Now, you can just click on enter here and that will work perfectly well. If it helps you, you might consider just putting little brackets round. There's two sort of separate calculations here. As I say, it won't make any difference if you do it or not, but I just wonder if it's kind of helpful to kind of understand how that formula has been created. So it's the dealing with the mileage and then dealing with the number of kilograms picked. Click on enter and the processing fee is £13.25. So to get the total, click in cell C20, type in equals. We'll start with the subtotal. We will subtract the discount and we will add the processing fee. So the total cost here is £233.48. There's no more notes here except to format all cells appropriately, so just make sure everything looks right. And then before you print it off, delete all these notes. Remember, just right click and then delete the notes that way. So do that before you print. So the last thing is to print a copy of the quotation worksheet in value view. It needs to be portrait with grid lines only. So I would highlight what you want to print, going to File, to Print. It's actually set to landscape here, so I'm going to switch to portrait. I need to show the grid lines only, so I'm going to go into Page Setup and into Sheet and select the grid lines and click on OK. So that is what they're looking for the first printout, and of course put your name on the bottom of it as well using a footer. The second printout is asking you to print it out in formula view and needs to be landscape with grid lines and row and column headings. So let's go up to formula and show formulas. It's still highlighted, so let's go back to File, then Print. Let's switch it to landscape. It's still actually showing page 1 of 2. Now what I could do there actually is go back and narrow perhaps the columns a little bit just to try and make it fit onto the one sheet there. I'll just highlight again, File and Print. I can see there it's on page 1 of 1. We need to make sure that we can see all the formulas, which we can. But back to page setup, because as well as the grid lines for this printout, they also want the row and column headings. So click on that also, click on OK, and that's the second printout for question 2C.